Welcome to the Rundown with Ramon. In this episode, we'll talk about the myths of passive income. That'll be interesting. Why every business owner should have a blog. The power of investing on yourself. In fact, investing money on yourself. Keep doing the work. I want to motivate and hopefully inspire you to keep going forward. And is your lack of excellence, is it hurting you? My name is Ramon Ray. You can get to know me better at RamonRay.com. I've started 5 companies, sold 3 companies, authored 5 books, and I'm an in-demand expert on small business success. I'm a motivational keynote speaker, event host, and more, and publisher of BWCDaily.com, ZoneOfGenius.com, and check me out as well at CelebrityCEO.com. But most importantly, get to know me better at RamonRay.com and DM me on Instagram. Let me know how you're liking this episode of The Rundown with Ramon. Let's get started. Passive income. What is it and what isn't it? I was reading an article recently that the New York Times put together, and it talked about the myths that many people think they have passive income, but they don't. In fact, there's a quote here from John Boyd, founder of MDRN Wealth, a financial planning firm in Scottsdale, Arizona. "We live in a passive income obsessed culture," John says. "This preoccupation with making money effortlessly," he said, "is fueled by investors in their late 20s to early 40s who are understandably frustrated that they aren't in the same financial position as their middle-class parents were." So the point being, what really is passive income? If you're working really, really hard, starting a business and getting some income from that business, that's not passive income. That's a side hustle, and you should understand the difference to live the life that you really want to live. What passive income is income that's coming to you and you're not doing the work for it. Now, if you're starting a business, for example, I've started 5 companies and sold 3 companies. So if I sell companies or do a licensing deal and I'm doing nothing today and getting income from that, that's residual income, but I did work hard for it. But driving an Uber, that's a side hustle. That's not residual income. So it's important to understand the difference so you can really look forward to true residual income. And so licensing deals, licensing your content to somebody else, and you have a coach maybe who's going out there doing coaching on your behalf and paying you for that, that's residual or side income. But here's a few things that you can do if you really want to get residual income, want to get rather passive income for yourself. And one is rental income. If you own rental properties and then you're getting rental income from those properties, that's passive income. Yes, you had to work hard to get the initial money, but you made the investment. Now that money's coming back to you. What about dividend stocks? Investing in dividend-paying stocks can provide you with a regular passive income stream. Peer-to-peer lending sites where you're lending your money out to other platforms or out to others, and there's platforms where people can borrow money from individuals. You're loaning that money out and you earn an interest on the loan payment. So there's many ways that you can do investment deals like that and get money back. Royalties, creating intellectual property such as books or music or patents and things like that, and you earn a royalty from it. What about affiliate marketing? Maybe you build a website, it has high traffic coming to it, and you put some affiliate links up and you do nothing more. That can be affiliate marketing, passive income back to you. We talked about real estate investment, YouTube ad income. Maybe you do a video and that video is on YouTube and going viral and many people are watching it. You can get a check every month from YouTube, especially as that video grows in popularity. Selling digital products. Now, you have to create the product and work at it, so that initial investment may not be the passive income. But if you're creating a digital product and it's selling itself and it's continuing forward, that's passive income or other related automated online businesses. In fact, my friend Elaine Fodelt, she has a great book out all talking about how one-person businesses are creating million-dollar enterprises. So the next time you think about passive income, I want you to truly think of the word, what is truly a passive income and what really is a side hustle. Benefits of blogging. My friend Mark Schaefer had an interesting article talking about the benefits of blogging for business owners, and I would dare say others. And I want to dive into this a bit. Why should you blog? What are some benefits of blogging as we go through this? And by the way, if you're not blogging, blogging is an important way to grow your business and to grow your personal brand. We talk about these things at CelebrityCEO.com. I invite you to join me there at CelebrityCEO.com. We dive into more aspects of personal branding. So one reason a blog is for search engine benefits, says Mark Schaefer. There's many benefits to just putting a blog up, and when people are searching for the keywords and things that you're talking about, over time, if you do it right, your blog could be found, building your personal brand, driving traffic and awareness back to you. Infinite search life. Once you do a blog post, it's up there forever. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, I believe his book started with a blog post that an editor in a magazine or newspaper found and referenced it. And then I believe a book publisher saw it and said, why don't you do a book by it? Something like that. But it all started with a blog post that he wrote some time ago. So once you do a blog post, once you do content, it stays online forever and it's searchable. So that's a second reason why you may want to consider a blog post for your business. Number 3, fueling your personal brand. A personal brand is so important, and I'm a firm believer that all small businesses, creators, authors, coaches, speakers, and more can leverage their personal brand, leverage their persona to build their business. We talk about a lot of these concepts in the Celebrity CEO Blueprint. You can download that blueprint for free at CelebrityCEO.com. But building your personal brand is one of the most important things a very small business owner can do to have their smile, their intellectual property, their handshake, their imagery, their videos, their content, to leverage that as an asset to build your business. So fueling your personal brand. You can leverage the power of your blog post as a foundation for your next book or your first book. As I pull a book from the shelf here, one of my friends, Seth Godin, his book, This Is Marketing. A lot of this book is from blogs he's written that he curated and compiled together to create this book. You can do the same. Remember, people are maybe not always seeing your blog, and that's another way to leverage the power of content to create a book. And a book is a great calling card to boost and build your personal brand. Related to this, fuel for the content engine. Producing content is such an important thing for we business owners. Social media, video, podcast, and more. All of this can come from producing a good blog. What about a second landing page Mark Schaefer talks about? You can do a very good blog post, and that can become a second landing page for your business. Maybe you're a business coach and you have your regular main landing page where people can buy from you and etc. And you can create a blog where then they can also not just look at your main page, but the blog is also a source of content. So that can be another landing page, says Mark Schaefer. Personal growth. Just by the fact that you're writing a blog post, it gets your mind thinking. It gets your mental juices stimulated, exercises you, and you grow as a person. The more you write, even me doing the rundown with Ramon, I'm forced to learn, forced to listen, forced to dive into other topics. It's a way for your personal growth as well. Clarity and confidence. The more you write about what you're an expert in, or the more you write about what you research on, the smarter you'll be. The better you'll be, the more clear you'll be, the more confident you will be. So doing a blog post can add more clarity to what you already know, can add more confidence to what you already know. Co-created success is another tip that Mark Schaefer talks about in his blog post. Definitely look up Mark Schaefer and follow him. Your blog doesn't have to be something you do alone. You can invite others to co-author blog posts with you, or the entire blog, to chime in and do things. I have a platform that I'm leading, BWC Daily. We have about 70 hosts who pour content into that website every single week. It's not me doing it. It's not one person doing it, but several of us. That's a lot of thought leadership, a lot of power to have 70 people doing a blog. And you can see that at bwcdaily.com, Breakfast with Champions. And last but not least, physical health. And this was an interesting thing that Mark Schaefer talked about, how a blog can help your physical health. Many of us are sitting in offices like this all day long. A blog forces you to think. A blog forces you maybe to move around. A blog forces you to read, to take a walk, to think. A blog forces you to explore your mind. And that mental health is the start to physical health. So the more you're writing means the more you're giving. The more you're giving means the more you're imparting your wisdom into somebody else. A blog is a powerful, powerful tool, and it's not just great for your mental energy, it's also great for your physical health. According to Mark Schaefer, it provides extended amounts of content way beyond just the blog post itself. So ask yourself, are you ready to write your first blog? And you can blog on a variety of platforms. Medium.com. LinkedIn is a great blogging platform. WordPress, of course, you can create a great WordPress site. That's a blogging platform. Substack, S-U-B-S-T-A-C-K, Substack is a great platform to start. Many different platforms you can start blogging. A blog is just a digital diary, something you're doing on a regular basis that's important to you and that over time will build an audience. So I'd love to know, by the way, if you have a blog, DM me and let me know about your blog. Or if you don't have one, you're going to start one, let me know about it. You can email me, Ramon@RamonRay.com. I'd love to hear from you and let me know you heard about it on The Rundown with Ramon. And remember, when you do a blog, it's searchable. So a great tool that you should have. Another thing I want to talk about is the importance of investing in yourself. And not just investing in yourself like we all may say we do, but investing money in yourself. I found in recent days that when I'm spending money on something, it forces me to pay attention. It's ironic. What you pay for, you often pay attention to, says the saying. Recently, I invested $20,000 into a coaching program. I'll shout out Lamar Tyler's program, about $2,500 a month. And yes, I've been reading podcasts about funnels and videos about launching and how to do better copywriting and mindset and things like this. But when you pay for this knowledge, you pay attention to it a lot more. So I encourage you, what is it that you really want to do? What is it that you really want to get better at? What is it that you really are saying, you know what, I could do more, and you're not? Maybe it's time for you to pay money to pay more attention to yourself and getting better. Should you hire a fitness coach to be more fit? Should you hire a financial advisor to pay more attention to the money that you're spending or money you're investing and getting a return on? Should you pay for the skills of a business coach to kind of force you into position to focus on your business? Should you pay for the time of an e-commerce expert to take your website, to take your Etsy site or your eBay site or your Facebook commerce, what have you, to another level, your Shopify store? Yes, it's good to go on YouTube, good to do search, good to read Black Enterprise, good to read Inc. and all these great magazines and resources. But I find that sometimes when you pay for a consultant, when you pay for something, you definitely pay more attention to it. So is it time for you to invest in yourself and pay for expertise to force you to do more of what you know you should do? Keep doing the work. I want to encourage you today. If you're convinced and convicted about what you're doing, and you've seen seeds of success, keep at it. As you're doing it, innovate. As you're doing it, measure. As you're doing it, see where it's not working, where you can improve. As you're doing it, ask others. As you're doing it, ask people who've gone on the journey ahead of you. But don't give up. Don't give up. Keep at it. Keep at it. And now you don't want to throw bad money after bad money, or throw good money after bad money, as it were. You want to make sure it's an investment that's getting a return to you and that's working. But don't give up too soon before you have a chance to know, is what you're doing working? Is what you're doing worth continuing on? And as you're doing what you're doing, ask yourself, how can you leverage what you're doing? How can you multiply what you're doing? How can you get the most out of your time and the most out of what you're doing? Oftentimes we just do one thing and stop there, but I would dare say and encourage you, maybe you can get a multiplicity of things from what you're doing. Another encouragement I want to have for you, be great at what you're doing. Be the best at what you're doing. Oftentimes people come to me and say, Ramon, I want to do this, that, or the other. But at the stage they're in, they're not the best at it, or not good at it, and or subpar. You say you want to be a fashion designer, and you've been doing fashion for some time. Do you design good-looking clothes? You say you want to be a motivational speaker, which I am. But do you speak well from stage? Now, we can practice it. We can get better at it for sure. But it's important to ask yourself, Are you the best at it, and or are you on the way there? Now, we're all different. We've all been blessed with different talents and traits for sure. What you can do, I may not be able to do. What I can do, you may not be able to do. So we all have to grow to some level. But especially I'm talking to you who are trying to be something which you're not very good at. That could be hindering your growth and leaving you with intense frustration. So what are a few things you can do to ensure you're on the road of being great and or even being the best at something? One, identify your strengths. Understand what you're good at and what you enjoy doing. Understand that. Because when you are good at it or the best at it and you enjoy doing it and you can get paid for it, ooh, you're in your zone of genius. And we talk about that at zoneofgenius.com. Setting clear goals for yourself. Developing specific and measurable goals. What are the goals you want to do? Where do you want to reach? Do you have a path, or are you on a path of learning continuously? Keep learning and growing. Don't stop learning. Don't think you know it all. I'm always learning and growing. I finished a speech recently, and I saw a gentleman there who said he's a speech coach, and I stopped him and said, listen, tell me, what did you like about my speech? Because I want to know what is good. But then I also said, tell me, what can I do better? And I so appreciated his candid conversation with me. Practice consistently. It could be formal practice, or many of us have the advantage of doing a lot of what we do all the time, so that practice is built in. Me doing the rundown with Ramon and sharing this with you today, that's practice. Me on Clubhouse just about every single day, it's practice. Me doing different things I do is practice for my vocation of communication and public speaking and engaging people with information. Seek feedback. I mentioned this already, but seek feedback. Be somebody who's not afraid to get feedback from somebody, who's not afraid to get critique and pushback, and embrace it. How can you do better? The moment you think you've arrived, the moment you think you're the best at it, the moment you think you can't improve is the moment you stop and you put a ceiling on yourself. And you never want to be in that position. So always seek feedback, embrace it, seek critique, ask people, how can I do better? And be persistent. Don't stop. Be persistent. Life is tough. Life is hard. But be persistent at it. Keep going for it. Keep going towards it. If somebody knocks you down, get back up again. That's how you can enjoy life and grow your business. Listen, this has been the Rundown with Ramon. As a quick recap, we talked about the myths of passive income. If you have a side hustle, that's great. But don't confuse having a side hustle with having passive income, which is where you can be hands-off and enjoy the fruit of your success passively. I hope you consider having a blog. If you don't, if you already have a blog, send me a link to it. I'd love to look at it. Email me, ramon@ramonray.com. Share it out. And if you have a blog already, what are things you can do with that blog even better? Invest money on yourself. Are you taking money and investing it into something that can help you do something better? Keep doing the work. Keep doing the work. Don't give up too soon. Don't give up at all. Maybe you have to pivot, maybe you have to tweak what you're doing, but don't give up. And then is your lack of excellence, is it hurting you? You're trying to do something, but maybe that's not your gift. Maybe that's not your zone of genius. Maybe that's not quite something that you're really, really good at. And I'm not saying to stop, because I just said don't give up. But if it's not your gift, if you can't be the best at it, doesn't mean you can't have some fulfillment in it, can't have some fun at it. But if it's in your business, if you want to get paid for it, don't you want to get paid as much as you can? Don't you want to have where there's no ceiling, there's no limit? Don't you want to have that kind of world? I know I sure do. Listen, this is Ramon Ray, and you've been watching the Rundown with Ramon. If you have tips, you want to be on the Rundown with Ramon show, email me. Let's connect. Let me know how I can add value to your world. Email me at ramon@ramonray.com. And I want you to remember, life is tough. Life is hard. People are going to knock you down, but get back up again. Stay in the fight. Remember, entrepreneurship is tough. Those of you who are watching this and have full-time jobs, I applaud you. Stay in that full-time job as long as you can as your business grows, as the side income grows, and you can support yourself and those you love with your full-time business. Thanks for watching the Rundown with Ramon. Go off and have an amazing, amazing day today. And remember, touch base with me. Let me know how you're enjoying the Rundown with Ramon.